Gerso chasing around the outside. It's Cho Hyun-woo who's just a whisker from stepping fully outside his box. I'm sure he had at least a foot out. Bojanic. Song Young-kwan. And less than 30 seconds till we reach 6 minutes added on. Also taking place right now, Jeonbuk against Daejeon, and Jeonbuk have a penalty right at the end of their first half. And crosses claim of Cho Hyun-woo. Elsewhere, we've had 2 goals in the Jeju Gangwon game, also like this one, 1-1. Jeju took the lead, Gangwon who equalised. And there is the half-time whistle. Haven't seen it, but I think that Lee Seung-woo has missed the penalty of Jeonbuk, so it's 0-0 in that one as they head towards half-time. Join us for the second half to see if Incheon can keep their very bold attempt at taking all 3 points to another level. And as for Ulsan, can they raise their own game? They're going to have to, even to keep the point that they're currently on course to take.
클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KUR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요.
So signs of change for Ulsan HD, and they probably needed something. Will this be the something that will do the trick for them? Lee-Kyun and Lee-Kyu-sung, rather, off the bench. The two E's. Just need to confirm who they're on for. Incheon United had the better of the first half, but Ulsan bounced straight back when they fell 1-0 down through that man, Lee Dong-kyung. Just to confirm, it's Milos Troyak and Incheon who've made way. Pretty much straight swap territory, slightly different types of player. But Lee-Kyun and Incheon certainly perform a similar function, and Lee-Kyu-sung will looking to help Bojanic connect the play. Wearing that 24 shirt there in the middle. But it's already a brighter looking Ulsan start. They're doing what Incheon were doing early on, which is winning the ball back quickly and pressing high. Incheon just need to bed in. And Eric picks it up on the edge of the box, turns, shoots, blocked immediately. Bojanic runs into a crowd of Incheon players. Kim Young-soon takes it away to Kim Sung-min. Ulsan have it back again, Jung Chi-young. And that's a lovely looking effort, it's just rising too much. Lee-Kyun sensed the opportunity. Now Incheon, her first proper look inside Ulsan's half in this second half. Lee Jong-young leaving it for Kim Young-soon, the throw. Jae-seok cannot get there ahead of Chae-seok-yeon. Young picks out Jae-seok again, and then Morgan Ferrier, who scored the opening goal of this game, he's gone down on the edge of the box. He's saying, as you can tell, I'm sure, yellow card. He also felt he should have had a penalty in the first half. That was more dubious. This one is pretty much an open shut case. Jung Seung-hyun leaving a boot out and then holding on to Ferrier. Ferrier saying, "You calm down." A little bit of spice in the match at this point. Choi Hyun-woo eyeing up the free kick, which is very, very close to that white line at the edge of the box, and it was struck by Lee Ju-young. Looking to get round the outside of the wall and head for that bottom corner, just couldn't get the curl. He had a good effort in the first half, Lee Ju-young, off the outside of his left boot. It's been a fairly quiet game for Incheon's defence. Just been sliced open a couple of times, and on one of those occasions, Ulsan scored. There's a little push on Ferrier, but nothing that has driven too many appeals from his teammates. Shakes his head, but doesn't even make the appeal himself. Referee has a little word. Get out of their own half. It's straight back again with Ferrier. Out to Lee Ju-young, can find a cross. Strikes it low. It's in the direction of Jae-seo, but quite comfortable for Ulsan to defend. Well, certainly that was not going to be a goal kick. The only possible justification is a free kick to Ulsan there. As you can see, Choi Hyun-woo places it down. It's all a bit messy from Ulsan's point of view. Ferrier just couldn't make it stick, but Incheon have turned it around again. They've got this high press working. Ulsan struggling to get out of their own defensive third. That's calamitous, to say the least. Ferrier just did the hard bit, but didn't quite know where the ball was going to land, and couldn't quite, as I say, make it stick here. Just there. He's turning. By the time he realizes Son Myung-kwan is across. Lee Chung-young to take the corner. Strikes it low. Hanibita has that crossed the line. Well, I thought it did, to be honest. The Incheon players are incensed. We're going to have a closer look. The referee had a very, very close perspective, but obviously didn't feel convinced enough. And we're still playing for now. Be interesting if they went on to score anyway, which goal would actually count. So Jae-min, Kim Sung-min delivers it in, and then it's Im Young-ju. Header out, Ulsan under some intense pressure. Eric fouled, and that foul has Hanibita and others asking, what about that ball across the line? But really, this should have been very, very quickly checked. Someone's going to be telling the referee, now we need to slow that down. No way you can tell definitively at that speed. It's the fact that Ulsan Hyundai is behind the line. I mean, it might just be an incredibly good block from Ulsan Hyundai. And that does seem to be the case. What a save. Maybe a match-saving save. I think there's going to be a yellow card at the bench here. Maybe to Yoon Jong-hwan, let's see. Or at least they're talking to. And there's the yellow card. Well, presumably they've slowed it down and looked at it from different angles, because there's nothing that we've seen that would be that convincing. Ulsan Hyundai is behind the line when he clears it, but the way he's cleared it forward just at a key moment here. Have a look, number 15. Wow. I mean, you'd want to see that from a number of angles, and you'd want to slow it right down. That angle doesn't help. You can totally see why they think it might be a goal, but it either is or it isn't. It's not really a subjective thing, and I guess we have to trust that in that VAR booth they've been able to establish that it didn't cross the line. The silly thing is, coaches have been in the game long enough to know no matter how much you scream and shout, you're not going to change the referee's mind. Ulsan, they made 2 changes at half-time. It was a bright start in the second half. They've had to watch Incheon have their own way, and now the change that probably was overdue is Yago is going to come on, their top scorer from the bench. Here's Ferriet, does well to hold it up. Can't feed the ball to Jerso. Back with Lee Kyu-sung of Ulsan. Quite a heavy back pass. Choi Hyun-woo is more than equal to it. No free kick. And I tell you what, that's the sort of thing that does happen with all those protests, and maybe justifies the protests, is that you just maybe get a couple of decisions your way if you've planted doubt in the referee's mind. Fending off Kim Sung-min. To allow the change to take place now. Kyusong twisting, turning. Goal kick. Morgan Ferrier. Oh, it's a lovely strike, just wide. Great effort. Kim Gon-hee. Where is this game going? It's been actually a very, very strong performance from Incheon on the road, and Ulsan haven't quite found the formula to respond to it. But it's made for a good spectacle. Incheon across to Hwanebita. Yago chasing down. Here's Jerso. Just try to sneak it through to Ferrier. Someone Guan back to Choyano. Rising header from Lee-dong-kyung, who gets there. And now a chance for Lee-gyun to feed it into Yago. Yago back to Lee-gyun. Incheon just keeping their positions. Rising their spirits with Kyusong, looking for a back heel, couldn't pick out Yago. And it's Jae-min out to Jerso, not enough on that pass. Choi Seok-yeon, the double goal hero, in the fight back against Daejeon last weekend, wins a free kick. Tired lunge from Lee Myung-ju. Kim Hyun-suk obviously felt from his distance that that was a trip. Yago chasing it down. Lee Ju-young will concede the throw. Choi Seok-yeon thinking about taking it quickly. And for all the challenges they've faced in this game, Ulsan still 1-1 and still able to push for the 3 points. Hwanebita getting above Yago, gives him a little push. Keeps the attacking pressure on for Ulsan. Now is this going to be Lee Dong-dul for Kim Sung-min? It was the one change they made from the side that started the 1-0 win over Jeonbuk last weekend. And here he is, Lee Dong-dul. There's a header goalward. It's a great save. And Incheon coming to the near post. Very difficult save from that range, that sort of power on the header. Has to react, get the hands up quickly. There's a follow-up, and Jerso! Well, Incheon have had their chances, but that one was a little less conventional. Lee Dong-ryul is the substitute, making an instant impact. Didn't quite see it playing out that way. And Jerso taking his goal tally up to 4. It's a lot of work to do initially, but he follows up. It's that determination. He gets past 2 Ulsan defenders. The shot is saved by Choi Hyun-woo. Then Jerso reacts quickest. And Ulsan looking around as if they don't understand how that happened. However, the plot thickens, or thins from an Incheon perspective. It looks like that goal has been taken away. There was no inkling of a review at first. There was, I mean, Jerso was in a suspiciously advanced position, but I'd like to see the lines where the ball was played. Here he is on the outside. First shot is not what's significant, it's what happens here. Well, from that particular angle, it looks more convincing, and it's just surprising it took as long as it did for the goal to be ruled out. So 1-1 we are. And if Incheon do go on and score another goal, Ulsan cannot say they've not been warned. Jerso turns brilliantly. Stays on his feet after a trailing leg from Som Young-won caught him. Could easily have gone down there. Incheon corner. Out, not threatening the goal.
울산현대 역시 선수가 됩니다. 6번 고야릭 선수가 나오고 22번 이민혁 선수가 들어갑니다.
Bojanic replaced by Lee Min-hyuk, and it's not been the happiest of days for Bojanic. He can be so effective at his best, but Ulsan have been under pressure throughout the game, midfield folding time and time again. Well, that was a big moment, a massive clearance from Jung Seung-hyun. Hwang certainly thought he'd scored. And this is Lee. First shot blocked. No one reacted. Ulsan really got away with this. And you can see from their reactions, they didn't seem to know that Jae-seo was offside. They looked resigned. So 1-1, 72 minutes gone, and Incheon can almost feel aggrieved not to be winning at Ulsan. Quite an astounding state of affairs that the K-League 2 champions, as a newly promoted side, would not necessarily have expected. Last time they played each other, it was Ulsan who won 2-1 with a last gasp winner. It was Markau 5 minutes past the 90-minute mark with the winner on that occasion. Markau is not on the bench today, though. So Jae-min. Jae-seok-hyun can't get past Incheon. It's the better of Jae-seok-hyun. Then he fights back, and surely there was a foul in there somewhere. Lee Chung-yong unsure whether to comfort Jae-seok-hyun or seek to get involved again. Jae-seok-hyun has gone down after getting up initially.
여러분, 최석현 선수에게 응원의 박수를 부탁드립니다.
Jae-seok-hyun has fallen awkwardly on top of Lee Chung-yong there and either winded himself or hurt a rib or something in the process.
스케이트시 경기 공식 관중수는 5,083명입니다. 울산 HMC를 응원하기 위하여 울산 운수격전을 촬영하고 계신 축구인 여러분들께 감사드리며 울산
Morgan
HMC
Ferrier turning, but blocked by Som Young-won. Lee Dong-kyung crossfield, and now Lee Min-hyuk, Jung Si-young, who had looked so effective earlier in the season as a right winger, playing the left wing-back role. Kim Young-won is replaced in the starting 11 today by Som Young-won. Is coming on for Jung Si-young.
33번 장시영 선수가 나오고 19번 김영권 선수가 들어갑니다.
Well, this is an interesting shift. You've basically got 4 players on the field now for whom centre-back is their optimal position. As Incheon plays it back to Ferrier, and then Lee Myung-joo hits. Presume one of those 4 central defenders is going to push into midfield or to left back, but we'll see. As So Jae-min, he's it for Lee Chung-yong, and then Lee Dong-ryul spun back out to Lee Kyu-sung, and a chance to break for Ulsan. Lee Kyun, Yago, Choi Seok-yeon out on the left at the moment. He had been, remember, on the right-hand side. Then concedes the free kick. With a triple change for Incheon. Chung Ji-in, Chae Sung-kyu, and Kim Young-hwan all coming on. Lee Chung-yong, the former Ulsan man, getting applause around the stands. Lee Myung-joo also off. Some big, experienced players suddenly out of the equation. Particularly Lee Myung-joo and Lee Chung-yong, to take them both off at the same time. There's a little risk in that. It looks like Ulsan have just gone to a back 4 with Som Young-won playing at right back at the moment, but So Jae-min offside. Jung Chi-in strayed before the ball was played. And just, I mean, Incheon have made their changes, fair enough, but I'm not so sure that was definitely offside. It was close, but had that been a goal, we would have had an interesting check. Yeah, Incheon just running out a bit of steam. Morgan Ferrier looking to play his part in re-energizing their attacking momentum. And Jung Chi-in suddenly in a bit of space. Keeps the ball, strikes it low. Did that take a slight touch of Choi Hyun-woo? Not sure, it doesn't look like it. Lee Kyu-sung does well to hold the ball there, out to Sol Myung-kwan. It's come back off him for an Incheon throw. Substitute Kim Young-hwan back out to Kim Gun-hee. Incheon still enjoying more of the ball in this game. Ulsan are going to have plenty of things, no matter how it turns out, to work on based on what we've seen, not just today, but as I said earlier, you go back to May 13th for their last win. Yes, there's been a long World Cup break since then, but they've really fallen out of the winning habit. And if they fail to win tonight, it'll be 5 league games in a row without a victory. The other disconcerting thing for them would be that out of all their home games, they've won 4 and lost 4 and drawn 1, which mathematically means they've failed to win more than they've won at home this season. And that stat could get a little worse tonight. As things stand, it will. Lee Ju-yong. Kim Young-hwan turning into Ferrier, spilled loose. And then suddenly Jung Chi-in ping-balling around. And we play on. Lee Dong-il to Kim Gun-hee. Just over 5 minutes to go till stoppage time. Jae-seo. Is there another late dramatic goal like there was when Ulsan won 2-1 at Incheon earlier in the season? Good quick ball on Choi Sung-gu. And then Jae-seo with a low drive, going to take something very special to beat Choi Hyun-woo at the near post there. Now Stefan Magosa, is his fitness not up to it? Is that just leaving him for this moment in the game? Feels like a desperate roll of the dice if he's not fit and firing. And also, you wouldn't necessarily want to bring off Morgan Ferrier. He's looked the most likely, or one of the most likely to score on the field. And he did already score the opening goal of the game. Kim Young-kwan to Choi Seok-yeon, and Choi Hyun-woo has time to line up the clearance. Kim Gun-hee is comfortably able to collect it, and Ulsan just not applying the pressure that you would expect at this time of the game. with the score poised as it is. Incheon are rushing. Incheon want to take the throws quickly. Incheon sense the opportunity to win this game. It is Morgan Ferrier who's coming off, like for like. Well, a Lego mask is one way to do it.
跳蹬过来，屁股摸两下。
Incheon continuing to throw silver bodies forward. Idongril with a delicate chip. Magosa has been caught. Now that is reminiscent of a couple of penalties we saw at the World Cup. Because Magosa has put his body in the way. But a couple of teams did win penalties that way. They weren't all given, but Magosa absolutely convinced he was caught here. Just rushes across Ijek, and he's caught, but well, I tell you what, Harry Kane gave a penalty away just like that. I think it was against Croatia, the start of the tournament, if memory serves me. And it was a bit more like that than the one that England didn't get later in the tournament when Jed Spence went down, if you followed that. But I tell you what, this would be very unfortunate for Ulsan and for Ijek, but there is a precedent there for the claim. And just wait to see if the referee makes the square. Nervous moments for all concerned. Here it is. Here comes the square. I think this is going to be a penalty based on what we've seen. Based on what we've seen before, like I said, at the World Cup, can't remember every single penalty during the tournament. There are at least a couple of occasions where it was almost exactly like that. A player looking to strike the ball, but inadvertently striking a player with a kick. And Ijek, so unfortunate if that is the case. It really doesn't look all that bad. But does catch Magosa. Well, the referee knows the magnitude of this. At this stage of the game, Magosa himself would most likely take the penalty if it's given.
온필드 리뷰 결과 울산 이재익 선수의 키킹 파울로 최종 결정은 페널티킥입니다.
So it's a penalty given. I feel for that man, feel for Ulsan. I think Ulsan have deeper problems than just this penalty, though. The way they've played this evening, they have not looked like a particularly cohesive unit. They've not put nearly enough pressure on Incheon. And Incheon could be on the verge of claiming two huge scalps, Jeonbuk and Ulsan, if they can score this penalty and hold on to the lead. There's a couple of ifs that have to be crossed there. Magosa, 7 goals this season. Just 1 goal behind Yago and Ihoje in the Golden Boot race. This to level with them, despite being a regular substitute option for them. Same has become true of Iago. Some of Ihoje's goals this season have come from the penalty spot. Magosa, likewise, is a known penalty taker. It looks like an expression of nervous horror from the Incheon bench. Haven't even had the penalty yet. And Magosa with an emphatic goal. Choi Hyun-woo gets the right way, but Magosa has hammered that into the bottom corner. And Incheon thought they'd made it 2-1 through Jerso. And I think we saw that young chap's very same expression, but the goal was disallowed. And is Magosa going to get booked for all this? I think there's a high probability of that. He's really milking it, using the corner flag as a prop. I've already commented on that, so have a look at the penalty. It's just such a textbook example of how to score even if the keeper guesses the right way. Well, John Book's Lee Seung-woo might want to take notes. Ulsan have no choice but to throw bodies forward now. There's no real difference losing 2-1 or 3-1 in a game where they've just not had nearly enough potency going forward. But Jung Sung-kyun, Lee Dong-kyung scored the equaliser earlier, almost as soon as Incheon had taken the lead. And that time he laid on what might have been an assist. Kyusung round the outside, and it's going to be an Ulsan corner. Well, how much of this will be extended? 9 minutes almost up. 2 more to go officially, but Lee Dong-kyung's free kick is headed out by Mugosa, headed back in by Lee Min-hyuk. Incheon need to keep maximal concentration as Choi Seok-yeon, who scored 2 to fight back and equalise against Daejeon at the weekend, was not able to keep that one down. So Myung-hwan, they need to get on with this Ulsan. Incheon with a dominant performance overall. They've had obviously the lion's share of the chances in the home of the Tigers, but they've also had more of the ball and they've just frankly looked like the home team. There's an effort that just opened up for Kim Young-hwan. It spins up off a deflection and caught comfortably by Choi Hyun-woo. Lee Ju-yong cutting inside, and then a lovely through ball. Lee Dong-ryul will get there ahead of Choi Hyun-woo, and then he squeezes it at an impossible angle, but it's offside, I think. Well, that deserved to be a goal. Referee ordering a retake or not. I think they're just checking the offside there. And he wants the ball to be further back for the free kick as well. Well, that is not at all conclusive, I don't think. A tight decision, but Lee Dong-ryul can feel aggrieved. This goal could be given, you know, it's taking a long time to sort it out, whether it was on or off. The longer this goes on, the hope draining from Ulsan. Unbelievably though, given offside in the end. They must have been pretty uncertain about that decision. And if Ulsan do score, there'll be some big questions asked. That Incheon coaching bench has been up in arms a few times. This game is taking its time. 9 minutes added on officially. We've gone well past that, and it's anyone's guess what will come from here. Saved! And still in play. Well, Kim Dong-han on more than one occasion tonight has had to prove his mettle, even against an Ulsan team that it's not exactly peppered Incheon with chances, but that seemed to just deceive him a little. I'd love to see a replay of it, but we go up the other end with Jesso. And if this wraps things up, we might not get to see, might not need to see. Jesso holds it up, Magosa. Still Magosa. Using all of his experience. And he's gone down clutching an ankle. Jesso has it back for Incheon. And they've done a great job here. Just frustrating Ulsan in that corner. And the whistle finally blows, and Incheon have a famous win at Ulsan HD, reversing the result from earlier this season when it was Incheon 1, Ulsan 2. On that occasion, a late goal, and today again it was 90+5 when Ulsan scored their winner. Incheon 90+3 after a lengthy review pushed us beyond the 90, and for manager Kim Hyun-suk, it's just not worked tonight. Ulsan have not shown nearly enough to deserve 3 points. And for a team with title aspirations, that's now 5 games without a win. And because of the World Cup break, it's a long time since mid-May when they last took 3 points. On the night, it finishes Ulsan HD 1, Incheon United 2.
분동은 최선을 다했던 양 팀의 선수들이 인사를 나누겠습니다. 네, 원정 팬 여러분께 인사드리겠습니다. 하겠습니다. 타력 인천. 끝까지 최선을 다해 응원해 주셨던 우리 팬 여러분들께 감사의 말씀을 드립니다. 최선을 다했습니다만 결과가 원하는 결과는 아닙니다만 앞으로의 일정을 위해서라도 우리 전사들에게 따뜻한 격려와 응원이 함께 했으면 합니다.
클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KOR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KOR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KOR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KOR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KOR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KOR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게 이용하세요. 클라우드벳에 오신 것을 환경합니다. 다양한 게임과 특별한 혜택을 만나보세요. 프로모코드 KOR777으로 가입하고 프리스핀 75회를 받아보세요. 지금 클라우드벳을 경험해보세요. 책임감 있게